how to choose the right second job that won't kill your dreams. So whether you're working a second job to invest your money, whether you're working a second job to pay off student loans or pay for school or help someone out, the important thing to recognize is that your second job, whatever that is, has to have some form of flexibility and time leverage. So a lot of people who work second jobs, typically they'll work in restaurants, or they'll work at a gas station, or they'll work fast food, right? Like they'll do these jobs that require them to be attentive all day while they're on their shift, right? Like, so if they work 4 to 10, those 6 hours, they don't have any time to do anything that they would like to do personally as it pertains to whatever they're doing with their side hustle, their career, school, whatever. So I'm not going to talk too much about those different things that you would do. I'm going to talk about the two second jobs that I believe will give you the best time leverage and the best flexibility, so that you can basically kill two birds with one stone. You can invest your money, you can pay for school if that's what you're doing, one of those two, and you can also use the time that you have to build your dream on the side, right? So number one is Uber, number one is DoorDash, number one is Grubhub, number one is Instacart. Any form of gig work with your car is great, right? Like a lot of people say that gig work is costly on your car, and there's no benefit to it, and you're expensing your car too much. And yes, that's true, you do use gas, right? But I would argue that the amount of wear and tear in your car is marginal compared to the amount of benefit you get with the two biggest things: not having a boss and being able to do things when you want to do them, right? Like right now, I'm Ubering right now. I don't have to listen. If I want to take a break, I don't have to go tell my boss, hey man, I'm going to take an hour break, right? No, because at work, right? Typically, what do? If you ask for a break, it's usually 5 minutes, 10 minutes, right? And then they're on you, like, where are you? Or sometimes, like, if you're a manager, right? Or you're the boss, right? People need you. People constantly need you for whatever they need help with, right? So the point is that you want to set yourself up to be able to be flexible and be able to start and stop things when you want to do them, right? And I believe Uber is number one. The food delivery alongside with that, right, is number one. And the next thing is security, right? Security / night guard / you could honestly do like second shift security, right? Like where, maybe you work 2 to 10, or you work 3 to 11, or 4 to 12, whatever it is, right? Because security typically, right, if you're unarmed or you're sitting there, you want to get ideally a job in security where you don't have to constantly patrol and you don't have to work with somebody, right? Like if you're working with somebody, okay, then probably not. But if you're able to like work the security shift and past rush hour, be able to kind of like do your own thing when it slows down, because typically, right, like rush hour is between like 4 and 6, right? So you'll probably have a lot of people coming home from work, maybe even 7, it depends. But I would argue from, if you work, let's say 3 to 11, I would argue, at least you would have 3 to 4 hours where you're not really interrupted. You don't really have too much going on. So that would enable you to study or to build whatever you're building, right? Like you guys have to think smarter, not harder, right? Like I know hard work is preached, and it's shoved down our throat, like we need to work hard, right? I'm not saying don't work hard, right? But you also have to think outside the box, right? Your time is your biggest leverage in life, right? And second to that is energy. If you have time, you can have energy, right? So when you're working these two jobs, like I said before at the beginning, and you don't have any time for that second job, how are you supposed to build whatever you want to build? Or how are you supposed to transition into a career or business that is profitable for you if you don't have time to study and to build that, like to work it day in and day out? Like, and again, entrepreneurship and like, this stuff isn't for everybody. But even if you're working, like, let's say right now you're working a job you don't like that doesn't pay a lot, but you want to transition and get a trade, right? Well, if you are able to study on the side, or maybe you're going to school, you can study while you're at work if you can do homework and study while you're at work for a certification or a degree that's going to pay you a large sum in a few years, while simultaneously being able to invest your money, it's a win across the board, right? Now, obviously, certain things will suffer, right? Like your social life, maybe your health at times, maybe you'll put on some extra weight, right? But guys, I want to drive this home. In your 20s, when you're young, right? When you have the time, this is when to cash in, right? Because this is when you sacrifice all that shit that you know is shoved down your throat, parties, friends, all this shit. This is when you sacrifice all of that to be able to build your dreams. And I'm telling you, the two best second jobs, the two best things that will give you time leverage, give you financial stability, and give you the leeway to transition into your dream career or your dream business are Uber, food delivery, and security, by far. Right? So if you're looking for a second job, I mean, like I said, you can do what you want. Like, I'm not against you if you want to do fast food, or you want to, you know, wait tables. But I would say that if you want to transition into something else from your main job, right, then you're going to have time to be able to do that. Most people fail in life because they're stuck where they are, and they don't realize that the hours of 5 to 9 or the hours of 4 to 10 or whatever, like basically the hours after you get done with your main job, whatever those hours are, those are the hours where you need to build the skill set. You need to learn the things you need to learn to be able to look and be like, okay, this is how I transition, and this is how I can use the time that I have to transition into another career. But I'm just telling you that, you know, because I know a lot of you guys are ambitious, a lot of you guys want to invest your money. I hate not having enough money to invest. It pisses me off, right? So I'm always, you know, trying to find a way to make some extra cash to invest, right? Like, because, you know, again, we know that if you don't invest, you're losing. So you gotta, again, open your eyes to what's available, right? If you have a car, you can do food delivery, you can do rides, you can do Uber, right? If you have a security license, they're not hard to get. You can work security, right? Some security places don't even require it. So I'm just giving you guys some options and some things to consider that can really help you propel your career, your dream business that you want to work, you know, be doing for the rest of your life, right? So anyways, guys, that's it. That's all. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you guys enjoyed this video, make sure to give it a thumbs up. If you're new to my channel, make sure to subscribe. If you guys have any questions, comments, feel free to leave them down below. And as always, I will talk to you guys soon. Peace.